Welcome to another episode of Life is About More Than Living, a podcast. I am privileged to have one of my dudes, I consider him a friend, back on tonight. Um, Topic theme is this: unique insights for our chaotic times. Um, I got a spiritual Dr. Seuss back, Mr. Scott Grace. Uh, and I just know that we're going to dive into some things here. We'll touch on maintaining your personal peace, navigating challenging political perspectives, and hopefully he'll bring some music into it if he can. Music, medicine for our souls. Uh, this guy hit home so much when I had him on last year. I had to bring him back. I'll let him talk about himself more and his upcoming book. Tomorrow night's guest, actually, I'm doing two shows back to back. So if you will tune in tomorrow, if that means the Facebook as well as YouTube, and you will definitely catch another show tomorrow. And that show is entitled, as soon as I can bring it up here, y'all, because that guest, man, I don't, she's a very powerful lady. Um, that I'm bringing on tomorrow evening. She deals with self-defense for women, all that, and oh yeah, tomorrow's episode is "Women Accept Your Warrior Within. You Are Enough. Defend Your Crown." Dr. Deidre Cole will be on tomorrow evening, y'all. 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. But let me get Scott Grace up here, and let's just have some fun with him.
Where'd I
Uh,
go? There I am.
welcome.
I
Why
come,
is it?
I go.
There we go. Wait a minute. You're going in and out. I'm trying to get Scott on.
Here
There
I
you
am.
go. I was wondering. I gave you a rousing introduction, bragged on you, all the good energy you brought last time, and said to have you back. I said in intro because you're my friend, like a brother, in a sense. Because I never met you face to face, because you just touch people's lives in a way that we need in these chaotic times, uh, politically especially. So I told him in the intro again, I'm gonna let you do the talking. Reintroduce yourself to my Spotify audience now and the global audience now in a different as well in a
Mhm.
different format. Uh,
Well, hello to you, Spotifyers. Tonight you're going to be Scottifiers because Scottify is lighting up the sky. And tonight I am your guy. And you're going to say, Alfred can sure pick 'em. And
yeah,
let's get down to
yeah.
some finger licking good times.
Wow. Yeah, I'm using the same quote I used last time that fantasy is a necessary ingredient in living. It's a way of looking at life through the wrong end of a telescope. That enables us to laugh at life's realities. I
Yes.
couldn't find a better quote than the same one I used last time. Um, I, I, true, every generation has its chaotic seasons. People can interpret the seasons of life as they want to, biblically, spiritually, however they want to see it. But in all of that, this good to find some joy, I think. So make sense of the madness, so to speak. And
Let's make sense of the madness.
that's why I'm glad I
Let's,
met Scott. Scott can do it in a way that I probably could never do.
well, I came from a spiritual tradition in which we just sort of acknowledge that the world is one big mental institution and we're all inmates. And so today's insanity doesn't surprise me all that much. And and I love making fun of it. You know, I marched on No King's Day, and I have my own convictions. But this latest book that I'm so close to being done, all I have to do is read one more time, and then I send it to the publisher.
You see,
Um,
that's the thing about Scott. He always gives me a reason to bring him back. Even if I don't read all his books, he gets like, I got to bring him back because he's got something else later on in the year. So I have to bring you back again because of the new book. But anyway, go ahead.
The book starts with a little spiritual Dr. Seuss. And my publisher was the one who introduced me, who implored me to write about the political divide. And I was like, no way. And he said, Scott, it's the pain spot, and you've got a lot to say. And I just couldn't imagine getting into it. So I asked my guidance system, which is God,
Yeah,
I asked God for some help. And this part of me I call the spiritual Dr. Seuss started to speak to me, and it gave me the opening of the book, and it was so playful and so disarming that I started to light up like a firefly. I was like, yeah, I can do this. If I can be this playful with this subject matter, then I'll just keep going. And so the poem that I'm about to read you gave me the vision and the courage and the playfulness to keep going. And it starts out, will you write the forward? Scott asked me last month. I said, yes, indeed. He had paid for my lunch. But this is no fable for kids getting tucked in. It's a wake up adult's book for the nightmares we're stuck in. A book without answers, but full of good questions, ones to chew slowly for mindful digestion. Like, why do most folks choose just red or just blue? Could there be more than one valid view? Are opinions the same thing as what is true? Is this what our founders envisioned we'd do? Old Honest Abe, now he was the man. A house this divided cannot long stand. He was Republican, President Lincoln, and I'd like to see more of the ways he was thinking. Why are opinions becoming so rigid? Why is this Cold War becoming more frigid? What could be making extremes so attractive? What could be making our brains so reactive? I've got a theory which might be quite freeing that points to the glasses through which we've been seeing, a dark pair of lenses that filter out light till all we can see is just black and white. No room for nuance. You're wrong and I'm right. Blood pressure rises, adrenaline spikes, till I'm left with three options: fight, freeze, or flight. And when on the menu there's only three F's, it brings out my worst traits and hides all my rest. No listening to you, it's time to go tribal, to stick with my own kind and steer clear of rivals. My rivals are totally up to no good. They simply cannot be the least understood. I learned this from news shows that always agree with my view of the world and the way it should be. Whether it's Fox or MSNBC, it all sure sounds fair and balanced to me. These glasses make sure I obscure self reflection, so I have the high ground in moral direction. Now, it's easy to spot those dark glasses on Putin, but in my own mirror, now that I'm disputing. I'd rather be blind to my mind's battlefront so I can cast blame on those liberals or Trump. Could it be most of us are now wearing these glasses, letting the media blow smoke up our asses, using the internet for amplifying the reasons the other side needs demonizing. Our differences seemingly so polarizing. We spend half the day back and forth analyzing. And through algorithms, we see only our tribe, which makes the whole world applaud. It makes it seem like the whole world's applauding our side. The trespassing's always those other dumbasses, and never the fault of our own faulty glasses. May this book help us take off those glasses and see what we all have in common. Are you manatee?
You said a lot in that. You said a lot in that poem. You said a
Yeah.
lot, and it's kind of been a place I have been going at, and some of the things I've been sharing as of late. That we are all part of humanity, and trying to navigate through that this thing called life. Now, I do have my slant on things where I lean more this way than that, in the sense that I struggle with anyone who cannot, the thought of not seeing the humanity in all of us, in the sense of when one is hurting, everybody should be hurting, not one is hurting because they deserve to hurt because they're less than we are. Not that we should penalize or ex- do harm to a lot of other people or create chaos just so that you can feel like you're bigger and better. It- when we are all still part of the human race, they're part of humanity. So I'm glad that poem is there in your book. I feel it could be a standalone poem, perhaps, if you could just share it. I know you can find ways to share it. It should touch a lot of college campuses once you get in that circuit again, I think.
You betcha.
Uh,
Yeah,
and Karen,
I won't put it out as this book. I'll be like
right.
this talk, and um,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll
because that,
fashion it
because I could
for
see,
the.
I see in that touches upon all three of the bullet points that I suggested: how we can maintain our personal peace, how we can navigate the challenge of political perspectives, and instead of being music for the soul, it's like poetry for the soul. It's a
Indeed.
word. It's words that can do that thing. It took me down a notch or two. Uh, yeah. Thankfully, my voice is holding up. I can still breathe and not sneezing all on the screen. Okay, so
The
and tonight
book,
I'm not going as long as I did last time, like a whole solid hour almost, because I know that the edits, what's gonna come out of the AI editing, there's gonna be some powerful bullet points already.
you betcha.
Uh,
But let me do more of the talking so you can rest your voice.
oh, good. I just like you got me going and thinking. So
I
let's
love it, man.
take us take us
I'm
to a
gonna
place beyond the take us up to a place beyond the poem.
I'm gonna read you the poem that ends the book.
Okay, beyond the poem. Okay.
Yeah. So that poem was called Through the Glasses Darkly. And this is a poem called Through the Glasses Lightly. We've been on a journey through laughter and pain, through shadows and judgments, our ego's domain. We've practiced the art of becoming less righteous, of not letting big shots divide and incite us. We've learned we can look through the other side's eyes, walk a mile in their shoes, and not demonize. We've looked at our fears, unmasked them with rhyme, been willing to grant ourselves inquiry time. And in my own inquiry, doubts still arise. Is this book just my pain in a clever disguise? When my parents divorced, it hit me quite strong. And I begged them, why can't you just get along? Perhaps I project on the US of A. Can't you all play nice so I'll be okay? On the other hand, just like oil and water, this red blue divide might be in nature's order. Maybe this book's basic premise is wrong, and there's no way in hell that we could get along. Still, it doesn't hurt to replace darkened glasses with ones that can see that this too always passes. Could a phoenix rise up from the grayest of ashes? Could Donald be helping us get off our asses? Either way, I hope you can see in your rival, beneath their strong stance, is a quest for survival. Because I think every child, woman, and man is doing, for now, the best that they can. Not that their best can't get better with time, but policing their best ain't the best use of mine. And if you are saying, no way, Jose, the other side's not even close to okay. I've got to be strong and stand up for what's right. Then speak with conviction and fight the good fight. But please, you there?
Hmm.
There you are. But please do not battle with old boxing gloves. Like Gandhi and King, fight with and for love. And if you admit that you're not always right, that insisting you are makes you closed and uptight, then, like the Amish, you can simply bear witness, show up with presence and spiritual fitness, wearing new glasses that let in more light, that see shades of gray and not just black or white. Or keep your old glasses, but loosen the frames so you see what you stand for and not who you blame. Then you can look through less critical eyes and join me in helping to depolarize not just a nation, but also yourself. For your own peace of mind is quite good for your health. Out there for a moment, our country's insane, while you and I practice how to remain in our own balanced, peaceful, and powerful center, where love, joy, and peace and all humans can enter. Indeed.
Yeah. You brought us back to that space where I was talking about the aspect of how this can be. We can center ourselves and find that personal peace in the midst of the chaos, um,
It's the
and
greatest
blaming.
contribution.
Hmm.
It's the
Hmm.
greatest contribution we can make
Hmm.
is is being an instrument of peace.
Hmm.
Um, or if you have a lot of rage, to channel it into creativity, into love, into making a stand for something instead of being consumed with what you can't stand. Be a stand for something.
Yeah, because I mean, there's so many ways I could dive into this, but I'm trying. I will not do so because I don't believe I didn't choose you as a guest. I didn't want you back as a guest to go in those things. I do enough of those things in other platforms through reposting and other content. Here, I wanted something today to touch people's lives differently, and you're that someone with that something. Because some people,
Yay!
because some people are actually wanting that. Some of people, well, wondering, can we have what we're talking about today? I know that some out there they don't say it out loud, but but their actions, they're like, enough's enough. Can I just have that calmness for a moment? Can I just have that camaraderie for a moment? I
Can I
hear some
have that
background noise.
peace?
Yeah, that piece.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some carpentry going on right next
okay,
to
okay,
me.
okay. That's what it is. I figured it's machinery of some kind, but that's fine. Um, we have been on about 20 minutes. Goal today was to go about 30 minutes today, if possible, really short, yeah, and really on it. With that background noise, it's kind of making me want to, yeah, because I don't do a lot of editing and technical stuff. Um, let us know. Let your people, let everyone know. I got the links there. Will your website be the best place to go to look for your new book, or will the YouTube channel be
Yes.
the best place to go?
Uh, no, I would say my website, as soon as it comes out, it'll be announced. It'll be maybe 3 weeks from now, is my guess.
Okay, so those of you who are catching this on YouTube in replay or live time, I'm gonna make sure that you see his website by posting it in the comment section, like right now. Uh, like right
And I would
now.
say subscribe. I don't
Uh,
send a lot of emails, but subscribe because then I will send an email when the book comes out.
okay. I mean, it's already in the show, but to make sure it stands out, I'm putting it in the comment box for everyone.
Is
Uh,
is is what I'm doing now helping to reduce the background sound?
oh, you're fine. I ain't not really worried about the background sound because lo- a large percentage will hear this as audio more, more so
Oh
than
yeah.
video. Yeah, when I upload it as an audio file to Spotify, and Spotify will distribute it out to Apple and everywhere else. Uh, However, we did have a couple of Facebook viewers come on, which was good. Uh,
A-
my per
Anybody anybody have any questions?
No, they popped up, watched and listened for a second.
I see.
But I'll make sure your link is there. And I'm trying to do one more thing. No, that'll do it. Your website will cover everything. Also, my dear followers, subscribers on YouTube, uh, not only go to his website, subscribe to his YouTube channel. Uh, I'm throwing that out there because, again, Scott's a repeat guest. I've only had like a handful of people that I brought back up here again. And appreciate he got his hands over his because of the noise in the background, but you're
No,
good,
no,
Scott.
actually it's gone
Yes,
for
you're
now
good.
in this
But
moment.
yeah, we're right at that point. If you could summarize how you see, have you seen things transition from the last time you were here to now? Because you did mention you were part of the No Kings March this past weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
How will you summarize the energy of those individuals whom you have been around that are trying to produce this collective positivity?
Well, I wouldn't pretend to summarize because
Okay,
there's a lot of movement towards social justice. There's a
okay,
lot of pushback. There's a lot of,
mhm,
people trying to protect their butts, and so there's two forces going on.
right,
There's the momentum of change for the better, and
uh-huh,
there's the pushback from those who are trying to hold on to power in
uh,
the old way, and they're scared shitless, and they're not going to admit that, but they're just trying to hold on to what they.
yeah. I know. I was just recently looking at a few articles by certain that's been done. I get a lot of my news from certain, what I call semi-neutral sources, Al Jazeera, Raw Story, other sites like that, and the pushback is real, especially from those of the 5%, the billionaires and millionaires that want to have that collective power, just keep it in their hands. And thanks to what you're doing and others have done, and people like myself are doing by means of this podcast, we're all finding our ways to push back against that. Not that we hate
Mhm.
you being in power, but we hate what you're doing with your power. We hate
Yes.
how you're dividing people, how you want to monopolize. It's like when I went to the movies last year, and I saw MGM was an Amazon company. That means everybody's getting more control of the media and what you're watching and what you're doing. And so the pushback has to be real. Yes, you can have your power, but we will not give up our freedom of who individuality, of community, of who we are. We're not just gonna say, hey, it's here you are, take us, make us into the Soylent Green type people, feed us what you want to feed us. We're gonna stand up and have our voices heard. And That's why I appreciate the way I wanted to have you back. Unique insights for our chaotic times. You gave us a lot to think about in two
How,
points.
how about
Um,
we end with a song?
I was hoping you would do that because I put music for medicine for our souls, and I wasn't sure how you were feeling about maybe a song today. So let's end with a song.
Let's see.
Thank you.
I took the earpods off, which means you're going to hear the background
That's
carpenters.
okay.
But
You're fine.
what the
It's,
hell?
everybody knows I do this podcast off the cuff, real as you can be, so people get a feel for the
Can
individuals on the
you
show.
can you hear the guitar?
Oh, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay.
It's clear.
So this is a song written in 1940 by Woody Guthrie and made popular by Pete Seeger and Bob Dylan, Joan Baez. But I changed the words because it was a song called This Land Is Your Land from
Right.
California to the New York Highlands. And I thought, hey, this is not about one country anymore. This is a global unity. And I want to celebrate that. So
Okay.
here it is. Everybody breathes oxygen. Everybody is a citizen. Everyone a potential friend on this earth. Everybody breathes oxygen. Everybody is a citizen. Everyone a potential friend on this earth. This earth is your earth. This earth is our earth. From the Americas to the streets of China, from the Israelis to the Palestinians. This earth is here for you and me. And let's end with a song for Alfred.
Sweet.
Alfred Harrow, more than a poet. And on this podcast, he shows it. He finds the best guests and he loves his audience. Whether on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube, he thinks about you. How can he give you an uplift? 'Cause Alfred is a gift to all. Committed to his voice, using his power and his choice. This man is not going to be small. Everybody breathes oxygen. Everybody is a citizen. May you feel tall again. May you stand up for what you believe. Really speak it out without any fear or doubt. We need your voice in this choir. There's a way that only you can let the truth come through. So speak it with some fire. Show the world your fire.
On that note, thank you everybody for catching another episode of Life is About More Than Living. There's a beautiful QR code showing up at the top of your screen. Please take your phone and scan that code either now or later and discover more what more than a poet, who more than a poet is, and what more than being more than a poet is about. That song there, songs he shared, the poetry Scott shared, is really saying that no matter what happens, I win, which is my slogan. We all win when we choose to. Scott, thank you again, sir. As I always say, I will take you off camera for a moment Now we'll see you shortly. Okay. Don't go anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
Again, y'all, thank you for catching another episode of Life is About More Than Living, a podcast. Tomorrow's guest is Grandmaster martial artist and founder of DYC Empowerment. She is a mother, she is a servant leader, she is a teacher, she's a retired law enforcement officer, Dr. Deidre Cole. And we will be discussing the topic Women, accept your warrior within. You are enough. Defend your crown. Tomorrow evening, Wednesday, around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great evening, y'all. Thank you for catching another episode of Life is About More Than Living.